Rangers win, baby, 6-2 over the Columbus Blue Jackets. And I apologize for not doing this one live or anything like that. As you can see, this is going up late because I was in attendance for tonight's game. So I was not able to go live after the game or anything. But obviously, got to get the reaction video out. And huge win. And it's exactly what I expected. The Rangers to grab 2 points against a garbage Columbus team. Granted, there were things that definitely were not easy when it came to this game. Believe me, this game could have been a lot easier had the Rangers not made it interesting after they took a 3-0 lead. And then here you go, late in the first period, Columbus adds 2. But still, regardless, the Rangers played a decent game for the most part. I thought offensively, very good game. One of their best games that they've played offensively all season long. But when it comes to the defensive side of the puck, there was definitely a lot of question marks when it comes to that side, especially in the first period. The second period and third period, they definitely cleaned things up a lot more. But the first period, oh, was that brutal. But before we jump further into this recap, be sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. And turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video next or go live. But let's talk about this game. So the Rangers end up being the team to get on the board first as Philip Hedl scores from Lafreniere and Miller. This was just a weird play where the puck was just loose right in front of the blue line, or right in front of the blue paint, I should say. And Philip Hedl just ended up picking that up and tapping it in. So, yeah, that made it 1-0 game. Rangers made it 2-0 not too long after as Harper ends up getting a lucky bounce pass over to Braden Schneider. Schneider ends up going for what looked to be a shot pass over to Tarasenko, and Tarasenko tips that one in beautifully to make it a 2-0 game. Then the Rangers made it a 3-0 game as Patrick Kane with a beautiful move to the net. Oh, he hits the post, but what does he do after? The Rangers continue the cycle, and he ends up getting the puck on his stick yet again from Trocheck and Kreider, this one is, and he snipes it over Hutchinson, and that made it a 3-0 game. So the Rangers looking good. Unfortunately, though, yeah, they took a penalty as Chris Kreider goes off for a interference penalty, just a dumb penalty, which he continued to take all night. And Columbus would score as Igor Shesterkin tried to go for the glove save and ended up bouncing off of him and in as Marchenko ends up getting the goal there from Roslovic and Johnny Gaudreau. And the Rangers got a power play later on in the period. Boquist went off for a hooking penalty, and the power play looked better tonight. But still, they need to start converting more. Thankfully, they did tonight, but which we'll get to. But again, they need to start being better. But yeah, Johnny Gaudreau ends up scoring towards the end of this period from Jenner and Christensen. Awful play by Schneider and Miller there. And Miller had definitely a rough night, which we'll talk more about later on. But regardless, to be up only 3-2 after that period was pretty sad. Shots were 17-12 in favor of the Rangers, but they need to be better defensively, that's for sure. And they definitely cleaned things up in the second period, but even then, there were still too many plays that I didn't like. You had way too many opportunities for Columbus to tap it in to the net there. You had guys crashing the net way too easily. Defenders were chasing players behind the net for the Rangers. It just wasn't a good look at all. And the Rangers ended up scoring, though, thankfully, in the second period on the power play when it was, who was it that took the penalty? Hunter McCown took the penalty there, and the Rangers scored towards the end as Artemi Panarin gets a beautiful snipe. Fox and Zibanejad with the assist. Hallelujah, the Rangers scored on a power play. And yeah, there you go, up 4-2 by the end of it. Shots were 12-10 in favor of the Rangers. Third period rolls along, and the Rangers played definitely their best period of the night in the third period, which is weird because they didn't get as many shots. Shots were 8-7 in favor of Columbus, but you know what? They played better defensively, and they shut the game down more, and they still ended up scoring 2 goals. One was an empty netter, but they ended up scoring a nice goal as Mika Zibanejad scores for Artemi Panarin. Beautiful pass by Artemi Panarin there for Zibanejad to get it there in the dot. And that makes it a 5-2 game. And then Trocheck ends up burying the empty netter from Lafreniere and Fox to make it a 6-2 game. That is your final score. Shots in the entire game, 36-30 in favor of the Rangers. Face-off percentage 59-41 in favor of the Blue Jackets. The power play went 1 for 4 for the Blue Jackets. So good penalty kill work all around tonight. That is for sure. It's hard to kill 4 penalties, so got to give them credit there. Power play for the Rangers went 1 for 2. Hits 15-16 in favor of the Rangers. Block shots 11-10 in favor of the Blue Jackets. Giveaways 7 for the Blue Jackets, 21 for the Rangers. Yeah, sounds like a normal Ranger game to me, doesn't it? I've honestly just grown accustomed to the fact that the Rangers just turn the puck over too much. And you know what? There were a couple brutal turnovers. There was one brutal one from Vinny Trocheck that I specifically remember. I think it was in the second period where he tries to make a weird play up the boards and it just doesn't work. And then you had Mikkola with an awful turnover too, just gifting it. And it almost led to an odd man rush the other way and Columbus scoring. Like, man, just way too much of that going on tonight. And yeah, that's all I have to say with that. And when it comes to the bad with the players tonight, well, let's actually start with the good. The good, Igor Shesterkin, yet again, looking great, making timely saves and keeping them in the game night in, night out. He was getting pissed off with the way the Rangers were playing defensively, and I don't blame him. They played awful in front of him tonight, and they needed to be better, especially when it gets to, because now we're transitioning to the bad, I guess, here, because it kind of segues perfectly, but Trouba and Miller were just not good enough tonight at all. They need to be a lot better, and it's been a continuous story night in and night out lately. It's not even been Trouba really as much as it's been Miller. Keandre Miller has just not been good at all for the Rangers, and it's at the wrong time. He needs to find a way to turn around these last 9 games or so because they need him to be hot come playoff time, and he got the most minutes for the Rangers tonight. Not a good look considering how he played tonight. I don't know about that one at all. Mikkola had a 50-50 night. Again, that turnover, brutal, but he wasn't awful outside of that. Same goes for Adam Fox. He was pretty solid for the most part tonight. And Schneider and Harper, they both were okay tonight. I thought Harper actually had a good game considering his standards, so not really too mad there. And then with the forward group, Panarin had a good night. That's for damn sure. 2 points on the night. Had 2 takeaways as well. I didn't even know that, but 4 shots on goal. Very happy with what we saw from Artemi Panarin. Zibanejad and Tarasenko, his line mates, didn't have bad of a night, that bad of nights either. 2 points for Zibanejad, 1 for Tarasenko. Zibanejad, though, definitely turned the puck over a lot. He had 4 turnovers in this one. Yikes. The second line was okay. Kreider, Trocheck, and Kane. I liked Kane's game tonight. Kreider, he was actually pretty solid. He was noticeable too because he took 2 bonehead penalties. But outside of the bonehead penalties, I thought Kreider was actually pretty good tonight. And then Vinny Trocheck, I thought, was pretty good tonight as well for the most part, outside of those turnovers that he had. But Trocheck turnovers. Kidline continues to buzz. That is for sure. They end up only getting on the scoring sheet once, but that's fine because they still look good tonight and were probably the Rangers' most consistent line all night. They were very good, and the fourth line as well was very good tonight, in my opinion. So I don't really have a lot of complaints when it comes to the forward group, that's for sure. But defensively, as a team together, they need to be better. And yeah, I just need more from them defensively, especially against a team like the Columbus Blue Jackets. You can't be doing some of the things you did, especially against a team like New Jersey come playoff time, who they play on Thursday. But you know what? This team seems to play down to opponents, and then they also play up to their opponents as well, when depending on who they play. They play up to good teams, but they play down the bad teams. So, you know what? Let's hope that this was just a weird night for the Rangers defensively, and they'll clean things up. But second place, we could be talking on Thursday with a regulation win. Crazy that we're here. Sorry for keeping this one short, but that's what happens when we're not live. And when I was also in person for the game, I wasn't sitting there taking notes. And not only was I not taking notes, I also was just enjoying the game. I'm not as dialed in as when I'm watching on the couch. But yeah, I really do appreciate all of you guys watching this one. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go Rangers.